bike lane, we are a full-service bike shop. We service all bikes. We've got a full service department. We sell road bikes, mountain bikes, triathlon bikes, hybrid bikes, e-bikes, which is a new market. Our mobile bike shop, we're able to take appointments online from customers, and so if they're not able to bring their bike into the shop for whatever reason, we can go to people's homes and service bikes.
So right now I'm going through a bicycle that a customer is going to be using in an upcoming event. And I'm going through to make sure that the bicycle is safe. So I'm checking all the bearings and both of the wheels just to make sure we're not missing anything.
I think this bike would be perfect.
Okay.
It is lighter than the one that you're currently riding.
10 years ago, I brought Todd a home brewing kit, like this really cheap kit for Father's Day or something. And he got into brewing beer at home, and all of a sudden it became something that he just really fell in love with and had a passion for. And so we were brewing a ton out of our house. When we were thinking about bringing in, different things into the bike shop to make us different and unique, it was like, well, why don't we just bring the brewery into the bike shop? We have a really small system. It's a one-barrel system. We hired Blake, who's been amazing and awesome, and he's running the brewery.
Easy drinking? Yeah, it's a good one. Look at that.
This is my dear friend Caroline. We met in the parking lot. We both like to mountain bike, and now we're best friends. And we like beer. Cheers.
Cyclists are really, really avid beer drinkers, and they love coffee. And it's become like this community place to come hang out. And we sponsor probably about 50 rides, events throughout the year.
We're going to do our podiums in order of our podium schedule, which is a thing we had to put together for this because there are 3 separate classes of podiums today.
One of our favorite events is Capital Cross Classic. It's a cyclocross race over at Lake Fairfax Park.
I mean, it's one of the most fun courses of the season.
All of the proceeds go back into Lake Fairfax Park to go back into building trails. We have a lot of things we have to compete with in the world for e-commerce and Amazon, and people, want things really quickly and want everything right now. So we're not always, as a small business, able to provide that immediate service. So what we have to do is create a very customer service centric business. People can come here and sit and relax, and they meet here for their group rides and they connect with each other. Our philosophy is really creating lifetime cyclists.
This is step 1 of the brew process. This is where we mill the grain. You take these kernels of grain, and what we're going to do is just crack them open. We've got our crushed grain and we're ready to mash in. The goal is to mash our grain for about an hour. Instead of just letting the grain, or the mash rather, sit for an hour, we will recirculate it. Because we are so small, it just helps with our efficiency. So we're going to check this beer for carbonation. There's a lot of technical ways to do this, measuring the volume of CO2 to liquid, but this is kind of the old school way. Just pour it and look at it and check it out. Right now we're getting almost nothing, so this beer definitely needs at least a couple more days of carb. When I'm working, I usually spit it in the sink. We're just waiting for this sparge water to get up to 175. We're running off the wort as we're sparging on top of it. And basically that foam, those are proteins from the grain getting really hot, coagulating, rising to the top of the beer. So we are at the end of the boil now. We're going to do a much bigger Whirlpool edition that really contributes to a lot of the flavor of the beer. Get this guy spinning. All right, now we're measuring out hops. We're going to add these to the boil. This process consists of getting this very hot wort over to the fermenter, chilling it as fast as we can. This heat exchanger, there's cold water going one way and hot wort going the other way, and basically that cold water is exchanging heat with that hot wort. This is the last process before we close the beer up and wait for fermentation. After the 2 to 3 weeks where the beer has fermented, been dry hopped, conditioned, and eventually carbonated, the last process is packaging. We'll get this beer into the kegs and on draft so people can enjoy it.